The Buffalo Bills are frauds, and here's why. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Before we get into the content in the video, please make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It shows me that you guys enjoy the content, and it also helps with the YouTube algorithm. That way we can grow the channel. Also, be sure to subscribe to join the crew and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. And please share it. Now, let's get into the video. Look, you're probably listening to me after that intro and you're like, man, what is this guy talking about? The Buffalo Bills are frauds. Did you just start watching football? They're contenders, man. Hey, look, I know the Bills are contenders, but this video is just to explain why I don't trust them going forward. And it's a combination of the offense, the defense, and the quarterback. Look, they just played the Miami Dolphins in the wild card round where they barely won the game 34-31. Josh Allen finished the game with 352 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he also fumbled, which led to a touchdown. We're going to start this off by talking about Josh Allen. In the past 5 games, Josh Allen has thrown 5 picks, and as I mentioned just now, he fumbled the ball, which led to a Miami Dolphins touchdown that actually put them up briefly. They were actually winning the game with the 3rd string quarterback. I just think Josh Allen is a little bit turnover prone. I think it could come back to bite them as they're going to be facing elite quarterbacks moving forward. They're going into the next game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And if you give extra possessions to a guy like Joe Burrow, they're going to capitalize. Josh Allen, look, he's going to always be my first quarterback off the board when I'm drafting in fantasy. Man, this guy can just cough up the ball to the other team a little bit too much. As I said, they finished the game off 34-31 over the Miami Dolphins. And offensively, in the beginning of the game, they looked really good. You know, they jumped up on the Miami Dolphins 14-0 in the first quarter, and they capped off the half, adding 6 more points to make it 20, but Miami went ahead and scored 17 points to make it 20-17 at halftime. Stephon Diggs finished the game with 7 receptions, 114 yards with no touchdowns, and Gabe Davis followed him with 6 receptions, 113 yards and a touchdown. This offense is very explosive, and we know this, but sometimes when Josh Allen is turning the ball over, I feel like, man, it could be demoralizing at times. On the other side, for the Miami Dolphins, Skylar Thompson finished the game 18 for 45, 222 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions with a QBR of 22.6, and they almost won the game still. That speaks volumes, because if this guy played as bad as a game, you know, there's no business of this game being close, but obviously the turnovers helped the Dolphins heavily. Tyreek Hill finished the game with 7 receptions, 69 yards, and no touchdowns, and he was the leading receiver. There were a lot of dropped balls, especially with Jalen Waddle, that bailed the Buffalo Bills out, and it honestly could have led to more points, which means, you know, this game honestly could have went either way. I think Mike McDaniel did a good job coaching this game. He really did a good job scheming guys open, even though, like I said, there were a bunch of dropped balls. You know, this offense was still running pretty effectively. It was just, you know, you're playing with a backup quarterback, a 3rd string guy. You're not going to be able to do much with him. But I kind of touched on Josh Allen. I want to talk about the defense a little bit. I don't trust this defense because, look, what was the big move of the offseason that everybody propelled Buffalo Bills to be the contender, the top team of the whole league? It was the acquisition of Von Miller, and Von Miller's not even healthy. So I don't see how the Buffalo Bills can even be, you know, the team to beat if they don't even have the guy that they went out and gave a bunch of money to put them over the top. If you guys didn't know, Von Miller tore his ACL earlier in the season, and he's not coming back until next season. So I see this pass rush, even though they're about to go up against a Bengals team that is one of the worst teams in pass rush win rate, and they're also down 3 offensive starters on the offensive line. I feel like this is a game, if they win, it'll be because of their defensive line getting all over Joe Burrow. But I don't see the Buffalo Bills possibly advancing and beating the Kansas City Chiefs if they were the matchup, because Patrick Mahomes is going to get what he wants on that defense. Even outside of Von Miller not being there, This defense is still a really good defense, but man, these past couple of weeks, I just feel like some teams has been able to get what they wanted against this defense. You know, when you look at Skylar Thompson and what he did, even though he didn't have the most efficient game, he had his receivers drop a couple balls, which could have made his stats look a little bit better and possibly could have led to a couple more touchdowns. So when you put all of that in together, I just feel like the Buffalo Bills are going to just have to play their A games going forward if they want to win these games. You're going to go up against Joe Burrow. You're probably going to go up against Patrick Mahomes. These are two guys you don't want to turn the ball over against, because when you give elite quarterbacks extra possessions, they're going to turn those opportunities into points. And I feel like if Josh Allen is giving the ball away too much, then man, you know, it could come to the detriment to the team. And you may ask yourself, man, Josh Allen's been turning the ball over a lot. What's been going on? I feel like it's been because of the departure of Brian Daboll, who's now the head coach of the New York Giants. If you look at what he's done with Josh Allen and how he developed him and turned him into the great quarterback that he is now, you could kind of see the similarities to what he's doing with Daniel Jones. He goes over to the Giants, and out of nowhere, Daniel Jones is having the best year of his career. He also hasn't been turning the ball over as much, because that's something he's been doing prior to Brian Daboll getting there. So if you ask me, I think Brian Daboll's departure from Buffalo had a bigger effect on Josh Allen than we actually noticed. But man, you know, this team is still good enough to beat anybody. They have arguably a top 5 receiver, a top 5 quarterback. They have weapons on the offense and the defense. So I look at this team, and you know, as they could be a solid team in the playoffs, I just feel like, you know, these turnovers can really come back to bite them, and Von Miller not being there is definitely going to bite them, because he was the guy that they got, you know, to close out these games. You know, he's not there, so they're going to have to find another closer, if you ask me. But let's talk about the Bengals game and the Bills game before it actually happens. So the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals are matching up again, and they're about to play, and I'm going to roll with the Cincinnati Bengals here. I know they're down 3 offensive linemen, but I believe that Joe Burrow could probably get the job done. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Bengals win by a field goal. I just believe that the Bengals defense is slightly better right now. It's a very stingy defense. And, you know, I just believe Josh Allen will probably throw a turnover or two, and it'll ultimately cost them the game. I appreciate each and every one of you who stuck around until the end of the video. I put a lot of time into this. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and join the crew as well. And please share the video. Also, let me know in the comment section what you guys think and who you guys have, the Buffalo Bills or the Cincinnati Bengals, and who do you guys have winning the Super Bowl. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Cadence.